In the outskirts of eastern underserved Uganda, there is a 10-year-old grade 4 student named Thomas. Thomas wants to become a doctor, and he understands he needs education to achieve his dream. Thomas, however, faces many obstacles to obtain his education. Recent floods in Uganda have devastated Thomas's family. Their crops were destroyed, leading to food insecurity. And the river they depend on for water is now contaminated. The floods have also made it difficult for Thomas to get to school, where attendance is low due to the disaster. Even if he makes it, teachers are sometimes unable to come due to the same challenges. Thomas represents thousands of students in rural underserved Uganda who bear the impacts of climate change. The impacts directly affect their education and future. Teach for Uganda saw this need as an opportunity. Students like Thomas are not deeply engaged through the curriculum to understand what is happening. They don't understand what climate change is, what the human role has been, and even more importantly, they are not engaged to actively come up with solutions that will better the situation. Teach for Uganda's Climate Club contest was our answer to these realities. This was an opportunity for Thomas and students like him to understand their lived reality. The essence of this contest was not competing, but to give the students a platform where they can innovate, showcase their innovations with peers, teachers, community members, and also learn from each other. We decided to start by training teachers and fellows to build their climate awareness and also introduce them to the contest idea. The fellows and teachers became club patrons who engaged students to help them understand their contest and also challenge them to come up with the solutions to the environmental and climate impacts. To evoke a sense of ownership and responsibility, these fellows served as the jury for the contest. Their on-ground expertise equipped them to officiate the competition fairly and thoughtfully, while embodying the principles of climate education best practices. The clubs had about 3 months to come up with an innovation, implement in their school, and prepare to present in the contest. Innovations address contextual challenges such as improper waste management, air pollution, tree cutting, food insecurity, and so much more. The contest essence was to engage the partner schools, community members, and government agencies in learning from tangible, actionable examples of climate solution. This was an opportunity for all stakeholders involved to not only understand the contextual challenges, but also witness what is possible throughout collective action. Thomas and his peers tackled flooding by raising community awareness on ways of preserving natural water catchment areas and led a tree planting campaign to highlight the critical role of trees and vegetation in stabilizing riverbanks and reducing flood risks. They presented this at the contest, and from the other projects, they now confidently understand how to preserve food, produce organic manure, make wood-saving soaps, raise nursery bed, and purify water. At his school, you can now see traces of this cross-pollination. They reuse their waste and they use the energy-saving stoves in their kitchen. They also have a vibrant garden where they are growing food. This can be seen across all schools and beyond the schools. They have transcended their learnings to parents and other community members, empowering them to address climate change and environmental challenges as well. This contest and its success has attracted partnerships and awards. We partnered with TriTrees and various government agencies and officials to make this a success. We also recently received the International Creativity in Education Climate Action Award. Together with partners, we plan to implement this again next year and engage more schools. While Thomas and his peers bear the brunt of climate change, they now know they can do something to shape a better day and tomorrow. The agency and leadership has been built, and the future is optimistic. As you reflect on Thomas's journey, I want to leave you with this question. How can we harness the power of student agency to catalyze community-driven climate action, ensuring that solutions come from within and create lasting impact, transformative change?